What's going on, y'all? My name is Jay Sizz. I'm the host today of this episode of Behind the Buzz. And today we have a truly talented up and coming artist joining us on set today. We have an iTunes charting artist, big accomplishment to him.
Sure.
Steffi, how are we doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. So the way I like to do things is I like to start with away from the music. So we'll eventually get to the music, but I'm more interested into you as a person.
Sure.
So let's talk about your origins. Where are you from?
I'm from Southern Maryland. When I was younger, I moved to Texas, came back to Southern Maryland when I was like 7, 8 years old. I've been living in La Plata ever since. La Plata, Waldorf, just around that little Charles County area. I've been here ever since.
We have this like bad stigma about Waldorf. It's like anything in Waldorf is like foreign. We don't know what goes on around there. So like, what's going on in Waldorf?
Bro, I ain't lying, bro. I lived in La Plata, hated going to Waldorf. I can go to White Plains. I feel like Waldorf is like the bad cousin. The White Plains is the cool cousin. La Plata is the good cousin that have all the priorities straight. But I don't know. I don't really go to Waldorf like that. Unless I have to. My studio's in Waldorf.
Okay. And shout out the studio. Where we going to?
Hey, shout out to Antonio Wayside. Best studio, bro. He built a studio like a year ago. Been my engineer for like 4 or 5 years. Actually, my first song with him back in high school in his kitchen. Yeah.
So you've kept the same engineer since high school?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so how old are you now?
I'm 26.
That's a long time, bro.
Yeah. Nah, man. He gets me right.
Was he like the first person to get you started in music, or?
So when I was in high school, I was just playing around. Like I didn't really start taking my music serious until like 3 years ago. I've been doing music on SoundCloud, that old SoundCloud era, 16, 17. But I stopped making music for like 2 years, and then I just came back to music in iTunes wise. Apple Music, Spotify. I found out that he was working at this studio in La Plata. I went to him. It was all right, but once he got his own studio and was able to do his own magic to his own records and own his own stuff, that's when the magic started happening. That's when we just started popping off.
So talk about before you started taking your music seriously, what was the inspiration? What was the thing that got you really into the industry?
The party life, I ain't gonna lie. No. I was always partying around, like I was 18 years old, I saw what the people was vibing to, so I was trying to make those little auto-tune, high auto-tune, up-tune beat type of, people like to party to. My first song was called Lit, so I told you a lot right there.
Yeah. So he was in it to go get basically that means he was trying to get some women off his rap career.
He
was trying to, I don't blame you though. I feel like every artist had to start somewhere. So, and this was in high school, right?
This was probably 12th grade, then like a year afterwards. I started doing like SoundCloud posting 16 to 18 of the years. So, it was like right after high school.
So how were you recording during that era of time?
Shout out to my best friend parents. They actually bought me my first studio equipment, the speakers, the mic, even bought me the software for FL Studios, and I just taught my own stuff.
So you taught yourself how to use FL?
YouTube is your best friend. YouTube is your best friend, man. But I taught myself how to record my own self. I was taking beats off of YouTube. They say quote unquote free. They're not free. If you click on that link, you're gonna see a link that takes you to another page that you can pay for the beat. But I was doing that, and then I will make the song, do my little thing, and then afterwards I will hit up the producer and I'll send him like, yo, I made this song. There's this one dude that really fucked with the song I made. We started connecting with each other, made a whole Gmail. So now we have like a G drive. Till this day, he's my only producer I go to. We have a whole G drive from like the beginning, 2017 till now. He just fills it with beats. Just fills it.
That's the way to lock in though. So now you find a guy, he was rocking with you. And so now you're able to get some more content to push out more music, man.
Yes, sir.
So I like to talk about the influences that you've had to that kind of formed your sound. So who were you listening to as a child? We'll do it in different areas. We'll do childhood, we'll do teenage years, high school around that time, and then we'll do now.
Childhood, it was the radio, obviously. We was young, so the older elders would play their stuff on the radio. It was always T-Pain, Lil Wayne, the hip-hop community, 93.9, 95.5. That's what my grandparents were always playing. And then in teenage years, I kind of switched up. I had a little group of friends that were into more rock. So like Sleeping with Sirens, Ask Alexandria, that retro little rock era. Um, Also, Mac Miller was I was huge with him. The Migos, when they was first dropping, I was huge with them. Um, Outside of high school, I started listening to Young Thug a lot. Young Thug, Travis Scott, when they started popping off. But Young Thug the most because I felt like he was so versatile with his words and lyrics. Everything he was just doing, even his music videos were just crazy. Uh, you always want to be versatile, especially when you live in a DMV. You got to be versatile. Everyone do that bar to bar rap and all that, bro. You got to switch it up. Um, After Young Thug, I really started focusing on my own self. It's kind of hard to say, but like when you start making music and get serious with it, you usually just listen to beats. You listen to beats. I probably put a little bit of music on, but I always come back to myself. I even listen to my old music to see how I can focus and make myself better and better and better. So I can say in the last few years, it went from listening to more all these artists to just listening to myself.
So you mentioned Mac Miller and Young Thug.
Mm-hmm.
These are two artists. Mac Miller, RP, obviously he passed away.
Yeah, rest in
And
peace.
then Thug, he has the controversial YSL case,
Yeah.
RICO charge. So in the DMV, we don't have things to that scale,
No.
but we definitely have controversies when it comes to what part of town you're from, what neighborhood you represent. It's been so divisive that you can't play certain artists in certain locations or else, drama's gonna break out.
It's crazy.
So how do you stray away from that negativity, knowingly or not, just being in this area when you're a musician, it comes with that.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, bro, I didn't even worry about it. I actually never even had a problem where someone was like, "Oh, you do this and that. What are you doing?" Yada yada. I stay in my own lane most of the time. I have no reason to even beef with the next person, bro. If you listen to that music, listen to that music. I don't even know why people even judge each other off of music. Like, you don't know what the person's going through. So why are you sitting here and judging him what he's listening to? If you like that music, you like that music. One man's trash is one man's gold. So people be tripping.
Do you feel like that music? You didn't mention any DMV artists in your list of the stuff.
So if I had to, I could say Light Show and Q the Fool. They Light Show the hardest, but I don't know. He definitely, his vibe that he had, I can't explain it, but man, that man, and his wording, the way he can just put his words through with the hooks and then switch it up to the verses. Yeah, he was dirty. I really wish he was dropping like how he was in Spinrilla.
Yeah, the Spinrilla days are gone. That was a golden age of DMV music. Now it's see, there was a difference. That wasn't free car music.
Yeah.
That was something different. That was considered like DMV drill.
Not for real.
Now what we call it free car music, and people really living that life. Like they will steal your car. They do a whole lot of stuff.
Drive a Kia.
Yeah, no. Stay away from the Kias, the Hondas, and all that. But now you say you live in Waldorf now?
No. So I live it's like St. Mary's, Charlotte Hall, if you want to consider it, Route 6. Okay. I live in the cut.
So you've been bouncing around.
Yeah, I just got my first house with my best friend, my girlfriend, and her little brother.
Hey, that's major right there. We gotta give him a round of applause for that. That's major.
Appreciate you. And my best friend, he actually shoots some music videos too. So the creative, the aspect is there. We know the innovation is there because we got our PCs right next to each other. So we can shoot a music video. I can watch him do this thing. If I don't like this, I don't like that. He can show me this and that. If I like this. It works out perfectly.
There's a whole lot of camaraderie. I see that you have a team. You got some people in the room right now that are shooting your behind the scenes footage. Sure. And then you mentioned your producer or your engineer from high school. How did you go about building your creative team to kind of see your vision come to life?
Shoot, networking, man. Yeah, that lightning. I don't know if I heard that, but that lightning was wild as shit. But networking, that's the best thing you could do. I can tell you because the engineer, I knew him from high school. That was easy. We was friends before he was my engineer. This is the way you talk to people. If you could talk to someone straight up, meet them in halfway, everyone's gonna fuck with you. If you're trying to be the big man, big dog on people, bro, people not gonna fuck with you. Because it's like, why you wanna work with someone that's acting like that? You need to meet people in the halfways. Like my engineer, if I blow up, he's going up. My producer, if I blow up, he going up. Especially if he's been making all these beats for me. He go after all this time. He don't even charge me for the beats. I don't even know he lives in Toronto, so I ain't even met him in person. So the loyalty is there for sure.
It's tough.
Yes, sir.
So let's get into you as a person. I like to ask this question, and the way you answer it can really shape how we move forward.
Yes, sir.
So if you could tell me, if you can condense the story of your life, like the story of your life in 3 minutes, how would you describe it?
Shoot, I could say like when I was a kid moving to Texas, I didn't know I was gonna come back to Maryland, but in the moment of it happened. I had some tragedy moments, but I feel like the tragedy moments make you to the person that you are today. I don't hold grudges on people that have messed up in my life in the past. No point of holding grudges on people because one day you're gonna die, and someone hold a grudge on you, y'all both gonna be hurt about it. No point. Uh, but throughout the childhood, I went through the tragic things. Me and my dad was moving back and forth. So I could say until I was like 15, honestly. That's when we go to settle in to La Plata. Uh, shoot, I was a youngster down there. I was moving. We was skateboarding at 4 a.m. in the morning, not coming home for 2 weeks, having the best time of our life. But when we was 18, my last week of high school, we actually got evicted. Then I moved into my best friend's house. Obviously in that moment of life, I was pretty down bad. It's in thoughts, and I'm not gonna say I was doing this and that, but in mindset and thoughts and how I felt about my life and going forward to it, I didn't know how things were gonna be. Uh,
But we don't want to skip past that. So got evicted from your house
yes, sir.
after you already been moving around a lot from Texas to moving here. How does that affect you mentally? Because I assume you got to make new friends, you got to go to school, and then just being in a vulnerable position to having to go to a different spot. Like, how does that? What is your thought process? Where were you mentally during all of that?
Now I could say in the moment of, I probably wasn't mentally stable, but luckily when I moved to La Plata, I went through middle school and high school, same high school. Now when I got evicted, like I said, that was my last week of 12th grade, so I was about to graduate the next week. So when I got evicted, obviously that changed my life through. I didn't know what I was going to do with life now. Shoot, I don't even live with my folks no more. I don't even live with my family. You don't know what's going to go wrong in your life. So uh, luckily things worked out. I can't lie. Luckily I sat there and thought about making music and putting my feelings and my emotions into that songs. And luckily people fucked with it to make me want to keep going. Uh, Never be comfortable though. That's the one thing I just never did. I never got comfortable because you never knew what was gonna happen next.
Yeah, you seem like a well put together, clean, well spoken dude. So what I want to talk about is, going through the things that you mentioned just now. What lessons have you learned, and how does that shape the person that you are today?
Uh, One of the biggest ones is to be humble because, like I said, you never know what's going to happen the next day, the next minute. Um, Never be comfortable where you're at. You always want to get higher up, try to climb the mountain. No point in being comfortable any day, I promise you. Keep the ones that are close to you closest because they're going to love you a lot. Even when you have doubt, they love you. If you need someone to talk to, that person been next to you yesterday. If you fuck up, that person's going to love you like he loved you yesterday. Just keep your head up. Most importantly, for real.
So you live by yourself now.
With my girlfriend, her little brother, and my best friend.
Okay, okay. So what are you doing? Is music the end all be all? Is this where you're making the majority of your income to support yourself?
And I work at a shop called MRW. I'm actually a lawn tech where I go around and spray weeds, push fertilizer. Little easy job.
Got you.
Yeah, that's where most of my income come at for sure.
Got you. Okay, okay. So what are your goals and aspirations in the music industry?
Shoot, make an impact for sure. You know, I see MRA making an impact show. They would get 20 people to come out and support me tonight. That's a big thing. It's a Saturday night. You could have chosen to do anything you wanted to, for real. So therefore, I want to be able to turn that 20 people to 200 people, 200 people to 2,000 people. Uh, if you listen to my music, you actually realize that I don't really talk about guns, this and that. I try to talk about inspiring things. Try to keep it to where you can sit there and be inspired, maybe motivated to do something, you know, and not sit there and just sit there in your grudge. Not even worth it. Uh, but most of all, I just want to inspire people, man. It's the best thing you can do.
Got you. So when it comes to 1 second. All right. So when it comes to inspiring people, what message do you want to spread across? What are the themes that you try to address in your music?
Shoot. So I'm gonna record tonight. It's called More Life. Uh, One of the biggest things I say is, try to stay in your lane, bro. Like that's the best thing you can do. You stay in your lane and focus on your own self, focus your own demons. Don't worry about the next person. You're gonna come out clean. I promise you. You know. But I always just start talking about, like I said, I've been through a lot of things in life, so I try to tell people how to get up, bro. It's not even worth staying down there. Like I said, I didn't know I was gonna make music. I didn't even know I'd be able to be where I'm at today. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm not even saying I'm doing it crazy because, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a humble guy. I go through my things every single day, but I still sit there and try to find a way to win. You know?
Right. So what inspired you to actually get started? Have you ever thought about quitting music?
Oh, 100%, for sure.
What inspired you to get started, and what kept you from not stopping?
Oh, shoot, to get started, like I said, it was a fun thing. But once the views started coming in is when I realized, okay, maybe I could do something with that. But, I stopped for a little while and then I started again. And I started getting more serious into it. And then I found the right people to be able to push my stuff even more. Because you got to market your things. When you put money into your things, you'll get money back 100%. You got to market. But if you find the right people, bro, they're going to help you push. And I found the right people, and I was able to find that follower base and get me to the point that I'm at today.
So you said a key thing, which is putting money in and to get the money out.
Yes,
so when it comes to your creative process, when you're in the studio, what does that look like? And then people don't know that it's much more than just creating a song. There's steps after that.
100%.
So when you are done, you made your track. What's the marketing behind it? How do you go about promoting yourself?
So first, actually, you asked a question about me in the studio. I can say that the hook is the most important thing I would do. I'll come in that joint with the hook. If I come in the hook, put the hook down, I'll come up with the rest of the words in the studio. I'm able to do a song within like 20, 30 minutes for real. And then my guy, the engineer, he'll sit there and put his things in, and he can master that joint within 30, 40 minutes. After that, I just choose when I want to drop it. Instagram, my best friend. Instagram and TikTok. That's TikTok, bro. I gotta figure out the algorithm. But once you figure out the algorithm on TikTok, that shit go crazy. But Instagram, I have a guy on Instagram that market all my posts, and he'll blow that joint up. I can say my last post, he was able to send that joint to 2.1K people. And that was yesterday.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So did that contribute into you charting on iTunes?
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother person. Grammy-nominated engineer down in Plato, Maryland. He has the connects to all the record labels, and he can give me the best deal to be able to get to the point of being able to chart. I went with it, of course. Like I said, bro, networking is the best thing you can do. They're not gonna try to be your enemies, bro. They're not your enemies, I promise you.
What number did you chart at?
13.
13?
Yes, sir.
In the United States, like
yes, sir.
all the
On
songs.
hip hop, I was in front of 50 Cent. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
So how does that feel when you make that jump? Like when you get the word, how did you even find out? Like walk me through that day. Okay, you found out that you were number 13 in the country.
He told me when I wake up in the morning time, you're gonna text me, let me know when it goes. And throughout time, I was in the hundreds early morning. I think by like the evening, I was at number 13, which was cool. But then like a few weeks afterwards, I went to the studio and he actually had a plaque on the wall. So every time I go to the studio, I had that plaque in the corner to motivate me to do better.
That's great, man.
Yes, sir.
So now that you've gotten that major accomplishment, who are some other artists that you've been eyeing locally or more mainstream that you would want to collaborate with?
Let me shout out my gang, Yante, YTN Yante, shout out Top Notch, shout out my man Cam, Pootie, Ron, Weez, these are the guys, bro, we trying to all go up. It would be crazy to get a song with D-Baby back, that would be, that's future-wise though, like I said, I gotta stay humble. I wanna get me and my guys up. Yante, he cranked crazy. Top Notch, crazy. I actually just dropped a song with Top Notch yesterday. It was nuts.
Okay. So you're also performing tonight. Today we are participating in the Creative House / Behind the Buzz Creative Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking forward to, and what can you expect from your performance today?
Best thing, I just want to have fun, man. That's the only thing you can do. It's an orange theme. There's a whole bunch of oranges, Sunny D and all that. So I just want to be creative with the scene I had. This is actually my first time doing a set like this, so that'd be fun. I cannot wait.
And we got word that you are the highest ticket seller here at this event.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm flabbergasted myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, appreciate you guys for supporting me, man. That shit means a lot for sure.
Now that's definitely major. So talk to me about the next big thing that you're thinking about setting your eyes on or accomplishing in the
Uh,
future.
so I do have a drone business. I do fly in my drone professionally. That drone can go up to 40 miles per hour, up to 1,000+ feet, 4K, 100 frames per second. We got a drifting event next week at Crofton. Be flying that. My first time doing a drifting thing. Um, then I'm doing a production team. I do everything, bro. I don't only do music. We got the cameras and all that. So I got a production thing I'm gonna do on Sunday for a 20v1. I'll be there doing that. On the 17th, I got a Cybertruck that my man's letting me use. So a music video.
Cybertruck, the big bulletproof.
Yes,
Oh,
sir. Music video coming for that joint. It'll be coming soon for sure, for sure. But yeah, most important, I'm gonna keep dropping music. I'm trying to be consistent with that every week or two, and music videos.
so talk to me about the most proud moment that you've had in your music career, and then tell me about a moment that you wish you can go back or want to redo.
That's actually a good question. I'm always proud. I can't lie. I'm proud tonight to know that these people came out to support me. You know, like 2 3 weeks ago, I didn't know. They actually texted me yesterday and let me know that was 21 people. Last time they told me it was at 12, so I was even happy at 12. So when it's 21, and then the most, say the most, I would say in the last 3 years ago when I didn't drop music as much, I wish I did because at that moment I was popping off on SoundCloud. I think I had like over like 240,000 views on that overall. So me stopping, I probably lost the fan base that I had. But you know, like I said, I'm where I'm at right now, so I'm grateful.
So I don't know if, at least me, I make music on the side.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people think that every song that you put out, you're gonna love. So what's a song that you're obviously gonna like the song because you created the song?
Yeah.
But what would you say is your quote unquote worst song and why?
Let's see.
That's a little interesting question because it's like
Let me see. That's a good question. That's a good question.
if I was a record label and I say play me a song so I know who you are, what is the last song that you're gonna show me?
Shoot, all my songs on SoundCloud. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I was mixing them joints, but you always get better. That was a few years ago. Even the songs I hear from last year, the mixing don't sound as good as it does now. But on my SoundCloud joint, I ain't gonna lie. If you hear that shit in the car, bro, like it's not even like equalized like how it should be. So I'm gonna keep the SoundCloud out. I'm just gonna mention all my new shit.
But people gotta see the growth. They gotta see where you started from.
They do.
They gotta see the growth.
Man, that shit.
We respect that. We respect that.
Yeah.
So you got people that are taking you seriously. They're coming out to your shows. They're listening to your music. But a lot of people, I assume, when you first started, it was an aspiration. It wasn't a real thing where it's like, hey, I'm a rapper. And even when you say that, it's like there's a negative connotation to like, I make music.
I actually say I'm an artist. I don't even say I'm a rapper because I can sing and rap. I can be versatile. My next song is gonna be a country song. My first country song. So I try to be versatile as possible as I can be.
So have you ever faced any like rejection where you tried to go for an opportunity and they were like, I don't think you're the guy for us?
Oh yeah, for sure. I can say like, I actually had a meeting with a record label last week. I joined with great Atlantic Records. But obviously I didn't sign anything, it didn't go further. He actually wants me to send the footage from the night to see how things is so you can show the higher ups. But hopefully that goes well. But in that moment I felt like, I probably could have done better what I said, this and that. But I learned from the experience. I was grateful to even have the meeting, because not a lot of artists even get that experience in their lifetime.
Not at all. Atlantic Records don't get any bigger than that. How did you even land? Like, what got you on their radar? If you can point out anything.
Networking, bro. That's all I can say. Networking, bro. I had what are they called? There's an account on Instagram called Entourage. Put yourself on too. It's a little game for you.
Free
Hit
game.
them up. Yes, sir. Hit them up. They can lock you in. They actually gave me a choice between Def Jam and Atlantic Records. I chose Atlantic because I knew I could be more versatile with my music. They have pop, rock, etc., etc. Def Jam's owned by Snoop Dogg, but I'd be more hip hop. I'd rather be out there and do more genres than stick to hip hop. So I chose Atlantic Records. And I was able to get in touch with the A&R. He put me on Zoom could have been last Saturday, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was last Thursday.
That's major, man. That's
sir.
major. And it's even more crazy because that's not anything that you posted or try to boast about.
Oh, yeah.
Kept it low key, just
Yeah.
handling the business. I respect that.
Got you.
So I listened to a couple of your songs, and my personal favorite was the one that you had pinned. It was "Running Away." That's a real fire track.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how you created that. Is that your most popular song, you would say, or?
Probably not More Life is actually got 39K on that on YouTube. Got a music video for that. Running Away got a music video. My man is Jay Benz. He shot that joint. Follow him on Instagram. So I had like 5 minutes left in the studio, and I actually did a mumble. I did like a little mumble verse. Bro, that joint it didn't come out how the way it came out, but I did a little mumble verse. I tried to put the words together. A few weeks later, I went back and I did that joint within like 30 minutes. But then I was actually spraying a lawn. There was this customer that had a Mercedes Benz. And he was talking about his car, and I took my opportunity. I was like, yo, do you care if I use this for a music video? He told me straight up. He was like, you can use it for free. Give me his number and all that. You know, I had to lock in with that. You can't wait on things like that. If you get those opportunities, you got to jump to it. The next weekend, called him up. He actually showed up to the studio, and we shot the music video. Just like that.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So he is definitely, the skill is in communication and just
100%,
getting the word across. We definitely respect it.
Yeah.
So as we're starting to wrap up the interview, first of all, what did you think about your experience so far? I know you're still going to have the opportunities to perform, but how would you describe your experience with this interview, and who would you like to see in your spot talking to us next?
Shoot, like I said, the game, top notch, Yante. My experience, this is pretty lit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm definitely gonna get some more of this because having that camera in front of you is a different feeling.
It does.
And then talking about being opened up and being able to talk about the things that you usually don't talk about like that felt good. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what we all about. I feel like this is a place where we can have tough conversations, and we want everybody to be able to voice their opinion and allow it to be heard, on our platform.
100%.
So lastly, Steffi, where can we find you on Instagram, and any upcoming projects or anything that you would like to announce? I know you touched on that before.
Yeah, Instagram at Stefan Savoy, Stefon. It's not PH. Savoy, Savoy. You click on the link. I got Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, etc., etc. I got a whole bunch of videos on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. You can find me. I ain't lying. But yeah, bro, look at my man's top notch in this joint. I'll fuck with his shit, bro. He's so versatile with his shit too. And Yante, bro. Like, be different. Gonna come up. You don't have to YTN, gonna come up for sure.
Thank you for sitting down with Behind the Buzz during our Creative Week interview session. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our content on YouTube. And be sure to follow Steffi and the BTB crew on Instagram. And as always, continue to be your buzz.